Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Let's Talk on DNT Work. My name is Olujoke Mosako, and the topic for today is actually employee engagement and motivation. Well, there are several things that goes around in the workplace, and as an employer of labor, it is also very important that so things like this are discussed so that both the employer and the employee they have a wonderful time and they'll be happy even though one is being paid and there's an exchange of service. So I have with me Dr. Adegbenro Adebiyi, JPFCIASCN. He is a public analyst and a commentator. So once again, the topic is employee engagement and motivation.
JK Royal Signatures, a blend of African fabric.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the show. It's nice having you.
Thank you for having me once again. Thank you.
Now, how would you define employee engagement and motivation?
Thank you very much for that question. Putting issues in context and in perspectives. I want to start from the point of view that a tree does not make a forest. You see, if you have the money, if you have the wherewithal, you have the resources to set up a business, you still need people to work with you. Much as I agree and I admit that we are in a technology-driven society now, but the fact still remains that the human component and the human factor cannot be absolutely put at the front burner. You still need human beings. You need the human component to blend whatever technological innovations you have as input into the business setting. So within that context now, you have to have the requisite manpower, those that are qualified enough to really deliver, to really make productive activities and work done in the workplace. But given that as a background, you have to give a lot of room for so many considerations. One, the mindset of the people you are employing matters a lot. Who are the people you are bringing on board? What is their mindset? Are they inclusive in the workplace? Are they excluded in the workplace? Are they properly motivated? Are they properly encouraged? Are they properly remunerated? These are issues that, as we go along, we shall discuss. But their mindset, the attitude to work, plays a pivotal role and a vital role in the work or job place. Thank you.
Also, would you say that is also the important aspect? Because I was going to ask why it is important to actually, the employee engagement and motivation, why is important in a workplace. But would you say that what you just mentioned is also a part of the importance?
It is quite very, very, because like I said, the world is technologically driven now, but still you have robots now doing a lot of things. We're in the world of AI, artificial intelligence, but notwithstanding, the human factor is still very, very crucial. So the mindset of the people, their well-being, their perception of the job place, of the workplace, goes a long way.
Okay. Now, what should be the motivating factor for what should be the motivating factor for employee engagement?
One, like I said,
or how do you prioritize it?
The attitude of the work. Yes, the most fundamental point here is the attitude of the worker to the work itself. How does the worker perceive the job? You have to set that clear. Employee, this is a vision statement of this organization. This is the mission statement. These are the aims and objectives, and they begin to follow it to make sure it happens. So in so doing, they have to be encouraged. You have to be remunerated. They have to be inclusive. You have them from time to time. You don't isolate them and expect them to be productive. The workplace must be conducive enough. It must be a friendly environment there that we enhance and encourage productivity. Otherwise, we're not beings, and they need to be respected, they need to be honored, they need to be motivated, they need to be appreciated, so to speak. So you are not bringing in animals or slaves into your work environment. You are bringing human beings, and you have to be decorous. You have to be reasonable with the way you handle them, the way you treat them in the day-to-day running of the activities of the organization. If you want it to thrive, you cannot afford to exclude them. They must be inclusive. You must communicate with them from time to time. You must set organizational goals, objectives, and principles. They must set targets. They have to have targets to meet. So in setting targets, they must be well compensated too. You have to appreciate them. Where you need to say thank you to them. Where you need to motivate them, you need to motivate them.
Okay. Yes, you mentioned some things right now, but while you were talking, I picked out the fact that you said you don't have to isolate them and expect them to be productive. And you also repeatedly mentioned appreciation, which of course you said using thanking them shouldn't be too much and motivating them. Now, how would you measure all of this in an organization?
You have to have that effective communication network. There must not be a lacuna. You have to communicate very well. You have to measure their performance. Regular appraisal of the job done in the workplace. How effective are they working? How are they meeting the mandate, organizational mandate, objectives and goals? How do you measure what you call regular consultative meetings with them, interface with them, interact with them, brainstorming sessions, gauge their mood to feel their pulse about the workplace, so that you are not just keeping robots there. You are dealing with human beings. Let them express their feelings from time to time. As you want them to achieve your goals, objectives, and desires, let them also make inputs into the system. Don't just see them as tools to be used and dispensed. Let them contribute effectively. Inclusivity is the key word. Let them be inclusive.
Inclusivity. Now, what leadership style? Because I actually have this. Now, the leadership style and behavior that promotes or hinders employee engagement. What are the styles, or how would you explain that?
Different leaders with different styles, different strokes. That is the law of the man. You just have to say straight jacketing. You have to obey my rules. But that in itself may not achieve long-term organizational goals and objectives. Autocracy doesn't really thrive because the contemporary world, contemporary leadership demands consensus building, demands team building and teamwork. Otherwise, you will not achieve results. So you need to regularly involve them, like I said earlier, and you don't have to be too much of a bully or an autocrat. That is number one. Two, you have demonstration. That is about the inclusivity I mentioned the other time. Let them make inputs because they are workers. You have the money, you have the resources to establish the business best. You need the support of others. That is what you call the systems theory. What is a system? A system is a component that functions with the aid of subsystems. So if you have the money to establish the factory or industry and buy your mines to run the business, you still need the human factor, the human component. And that is where they are very key and they are very crucial. So you need to let them be inclusive. Talk to them from time to time. Don't isolate them. Don't ignore them. Let them have their worth. They are human beings. Let them, like I said, sense of appreciation. Appreciate them. That is that is democratic leadership. You have transformational leadership. A leader that is transformational will lead by example. Operational manager, you are the human resource manager or what have you. Lead by example, not preach. A team leader and as a team worker. Yes, you are a leader, but teamwork matters. Because for businesses to thrive and to succeed in the contemporary world, team building, consensus. In years past, I played soccer some years back. We were so individualistic on the field. But in the modern soccer climb, you distribute the balls. You let the ball do the running. That is what you call teamwork. You don't overstress yourself. You don't overwork yourself. If you allow the teamwork spirit to work in an organization, profit, and there will be peace in the workplace.
Okay. Now, what are the challenges that could actually affect this employee engagement, and how can it be resolved or treated?
Like I was trying to articulate the other time, you have to let them feel their worth in the workplace. Give them due recognition. Give them bonuses when occasion demands. They are workers. They are working for you. They are producing for whatever services you are arranging. They are contributing to the productive process. So when it is time, promote them, internal promotions, motivate them, through bonuses, perks, cost of living allowance, and the stuff. So do things where human capital development training programs, seminars, staff development programs, and orientation of the objectives. Set the template for those things. Train them from time to time. Remunerate them from time to time. Where you have to say thank you, thank them. Where you have them to give them rewards, maybe letter of appreciation, maybe shields or plaques. Give them. These are motivating instruments and platforms through which you can further enhance productivity and service rendering and production in the workplace.
Now, this is very important, and I would just quickly want us to quickly talk about it as we round up. Now, what are the initiatives that could support employee well-being and mental health?
Make the workplace conducive. Make the environment worker-friendly. Introduce worker-friendly incentives and motivational packs, like I just said. Let them know they are human beings. Treat them like one. Involve them from time to time. Organize seminars, brainstorming sessions. Let them feel they are part and parcel of the organization. Let them feel they are what? Let them feel they are contributing. Don't just treat them as slaves, as pawns that you use and you dump. No. So motivate them, encourage them, reward them. These are motivational incentives. Give them, let the work environment be conducive. Health insurance policies and programs, let it be available because they are working for you. So whatever we support their productivity, make sure as an employee, you as an employer rather, make sure you provide those incentives. And by the time you do that, make the environment conducive enough for them, make the environment worker friendly, let it be inviting, let them feel like wanting to go to the workplace, not the other way around. So by the time you put all those measures in place, the workplace will be resourceful and productive, and you have returns for your money.
Thank you so much for that. Do you have any final word?
Well, like I said, the workers are human beings and they should be so treated, not as slaves. Even though we are making use of technological innovations and the like, the human factor is still very crucial and still very important. Feel they are what, recognize them for their input and motivate them for returns on investment.
Thank you so much, Saj. This is how far we can go this week. Thank you so much for being part of the show. It's just a way of sharing ideas on how employee and employer kind of relationship can be very well. And like Doctor said, you need to be able to say thank you. You need to be able to appreciate your workers, motivate them, encourage them, so that they can be at their best. And it's very important when you relate with your employees as well as important people in your organization, because without them, it is it is obvious that you can really not do all of it, because you can't be everywhere at the same time. So you need these hands, even though you're paying them to do what they're doing. They are also business people. They are trading their time to be productive in your organization while you pay them in return for their services. So if they are not with you, they will be with someone else. And they could also use that time to actually get something done for themselves. So it's very important. So it's a two-way thing. Give me, I give you, like, transactional relationship. So it's very important that we treat our employees very well and ensure that we appreciate them, motivate them at all times. Until next time, when I come your way again with another exciting edition of Let's Talk, be safe. Bye for now.